really cool.
Okay.
Good morning, Mountain View High School.
We're broadcasting today from KMVT Studios. I'm Nisha.
And I'm Jared, and we're here at this special news show for beautiful Friday, May 13th.
Let's start with the sports from Maddie and Joe, who've got a spring sports wrap-up. Maddie and Joe?
Our spring sports teams have been playing well this year. Boys lacrosse went 5-4 in league and 14-13 overall, but took a tough loss last night against Los Gatos in their playoff game. Girls lacrosse went 8-6 in league and 10-7 overall. Unfortunately, they fell short to Palo Alto in their first playoff game last night, 10-8.
Baseball went 11-3 in league and 17-8-1 overall, and also won league last night against Monte Vista and will continue on to CCS. Softball went 11-0 in league and 15-6 overall, and also placed first in their league. They will participate in CCS playoffs next week.
Boys volleyball went 5-9 in league and 9-14 overall. Also, track has many boys and girls moving on to compete in CCS this Friday.
Boys tennis went 7-5 overall and just missed out on CCS. Badminton also had a great season as they were at the top of their league. Lastly, boys and girls swimming had strong seasons. Boys will be sending a few to CCS as well as girls will be sending many due to qualifying for relays.
Go Spartans!
Back to you, Nisha and Jared.
And now the news. Students wrap up AP testing today. It's been an intense time of studying and hand cramps, and yet it's not over yet, because finals are also coming up. We've asked a few MVHS students how they're feeling about finals and what they do to prepare. Let's watch.
So during finals week, how do you de-stress? I de-stress by doing fun stuff with my friends that's like non-academic. So like, going to Shoreline Park, drinking boba tea, or even just like, sitting down and watching a movie.
I mean, kind of after like your first year of finals, you kind of like get the general vibe, and then so next year kind of like, oh, I kind of know what to expect.
For me personally, I really like scheduling, like this day I'm going to do this and this day I'm going to do that.
And do you get any outside help?
I like to do study groups because, I don't know, they really help me like review the topics that I'm like most unsure about.
Do you guys feel ready for finals week?
Sure.
Does anyone ever really feel ready for
Are
finals
you ever
week?
really ready for finals?
That's the real question.
Not ready to think about finals yet? Come out tonight to enjoy Solo, the entirely student-written and produced musical. The show starts at 7 o'clock and admission is free.
Or come watch the leadership-sponsored showing of the film Ferris Bueller's Day Off in the large gym at 8 o'clock. As Ferris says, life moves pretty fast if you don't stop and look around once in a while, or you can miss it. Make tonight count.
In science news, students recently launched the Stratolab. Jenna is here to report on the project. Jenna?
The AP Physics C Electricity and Magnetism class teamed up with several biology classes and earth science classes this year to build a stratosphere balloon. The building began in January and the balloon was launched on Monday, April 25th at 8:45 a.m. The balloon landed approximately 3 hours south of Mountain View near Park Field at 11:45 a.m. the same day. The class was able to measure the temperature, relative humidity, ultraviolet intensity, and pressure of the atmosphere.
We started sort of a template. We started with actually a kit for doing this sort of thing. But we added a lot of our own instruments and our own flight computer and added our own experiments. For instance, the biology department or the biology class had an experiment where they wanted to fly some vetch seedlings up into the stratosphere. And so that was a little experiment box that we flew with the balloon. So it was kind of a hybrid of something that was already kind of designed and ready to go, plus adding a lot of our own stuff to it. We made sure that we did a lot of due diligence on this mission by flying a radar reflector and flying and spiling a NOTAM with the FAA, which basically tells everybody in the area that we're launching a balloon. And we checked our flight path predictor to make sure that the flight path of our balloon would stay well clear of the airports in the area. And I hope that they learned how to sort of manage a fairly complex mission. When we start getting close to launching our satellite, that is going to be a very complicated mission. So part of the reason for doing this balloon program is to get some practice in sort of producing and managing a mission in an aerospace environment.
Next year, the AP Environmental Science classes will take over this project to launch Stratolab 2 and will be looking for chemistry and physics classes to collaborate. So if you're in one of these classes next year and are interested in participating, make sure to talk to your teacher to get your class involved. Back to you, Nisha and Jared.
Wow, that was out of this world.
Ouch, did you really just say that? Back to the news. A couple of reminders. First, you must return your overdue library books in order to get your yearbook next week.
Also, all students other than seniors not returning to Mountain View High School in the fall must pick up a withdrawal form from the registrar on Friday, May 27th. A withdrawal packet including an unofficial transcript will be ready for pickup from the registrar on Friday, June 3rd, no later than 2 p.m.
And you may have heard, but it's so exciting we're going to repeat it. Broadcasting is now a fine arts class for A to G credit for admission to the UCs. If you want a fun class where you can learn to express yourself through digital media, consider signing up for broadcasting next year. You'll get to do this.
Key Club and Do It Yourself Club are having a joint fundraiser to sell corsages and boutonnieres from prom. Corsages are $20, boutonnieres $8, and the set is $25. Check out the Facebook group or scan the QR code on posters for more information and to order.
Come experience the fun of the 2016 Olympics at the Last Chance Dance on Friday, May 27th from 8 to 11 p.m. in the Science Quad. Tickets are on sale now in the finance office and the Spartan Web store for $5 with ASB, $10 without.
Now we go to political reporter Aaron with a special guest in the studio today. Aaron?
Good morning, Mountain View. I'm Aaron Atkins, and we're here with Mountain View City Councilman Mike Kasperzak, who's currently campaigning for a position in the State Assembly representing the 24th District. As mayor and councilman, Mr. Kasperzak has served Mountain View since 1998 and became city councilman in 1999 and served as mayor in 2003 and 2012. He has been a resident of our community since 1977, and he's here with us now. Good morning, Councilman.
Good morning, Aaron. It's great to be here.
So first off, I noticed in your campaign you made it a big part to include UC admissions reform. Can you tell me about that?
Yeah, I mean, everybody in California high school students want to go to the UC system. And what came out with UC favoring out-of-state students who could pay full tuition, I felt was horrible for our state residents. I really think UC system needs to be focusing on California high school graduates, and I think the legislature really needs to step up and make it possible for the UC system to have the resources necessary to educate our students, not out-of-state students.
That's a very good point. Also, as another large part of your campaign, you made the housing crisis a very large topic.
Right. Yes.
Can you tell me about that as well?
Well, everybody that lives in the Bay Area knows how terrible housing is. I actually don't know what your generation is going to do when it comes to housing. I don't know that you want to live with your parents, but housing is so expensive here. When I moved here, you could buy a house for $100,000, and that was expensive. That same house today is $2.5 million. I couldn't buy my house. So we really need to be doing things, and in the legislature needs to be doing things to make it so that we can build more housing. It's less expensive, it's cheaper to build, and that we have the resources in areas like the Bay Area so people can afford to live and not have to commute 90 minutes to 2 hours to and from work every day.
I think that's about all the time that we have. For more information on Mike Kasperzak for City Council, you can visit his website at www.kasperzakforassembly.com or his Facebook page of the same name. For a continuation of this interview, visit mvhsoracle.com. I'm Aaron Atkins, and back to you, Jared.
Local, state, and national elections are coming up. You can vote in the June 6th primary if you will be 18 by then. If you will be 18 by the general election in November, you can register now. Get a voter registration form from your civics or econ teacher.
That's the news for today. Thank you, KMVT, for hosting our show.
And thank you, Mountain View, for joining us. Have a great day.